Imagine having a single conversation that has the power to permanently change your health, a talk that every guy over 60 needs but rarely has in a doctor's office. 3 easy daily routines can protect your prostate for years to come. They don't require invasive procedures or expensive medications. These are not merely suggestions. They are supported by reliable science and demonstrated in research. But most men at this point in their lives ignore them. My name is Dr. Juliana Costa, and I have been a urologist for more than 18 years. I'll discuss some of the most important lessons I've learned from my work and current prostate health studies in this video. I implore you to stay with me through to the very end if you're over 60 or care about someone who is. What I'm going to provide isn't based on conjecture or online gossip, but rather on medical data, my experience treating thousands of men, and some of the most prestigious urological research. And I can assure you that at least one of these practices will make you reevaluate your assumptions regarding prostate care. Let's first examine why your prostate requires more care as you age, before moving on to these effective tactics. This walnut-sized gland, which is located directly beneath your bladder and forms a ring around the urethra, is essential to the production of semen. You may not have thought about it for the majority of your life. However, things change after 50 and particularly after 60. Prostate growth is triggered by hormonal changes, specifically in testosterone and its derivatives. By the age of 60, roughly 60% of men have some kind of this enlargement, which is called benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. By the age of 70, that number rises to 70%. Some people hardly perceive the growth at all. However, it becomes a daily annoyance for many. The symptoms are obvious: difficulty starting to urinate, a weak stream that takes a long time, the persistent sensation that your bladder isn't completely empty, and possibly the most taxing, those overnight toilet breaks that keep you up at night and leave you feeling exhausted the next day. You might be surprised to learn that most guys accept these as a natural aspect of growing older. Well, I'm getting older. That's just how it is. They dismiss them, but it isn't accurate. These signs are not unavoidable. In actuality, there are easy, organic, and scientifically supported methods to slow, and in certain situations, even reverse, a large portion of this process. We'll investigate that very topic today. I'll show you 3 daily routines in this video that can significantly enhance prostate health, lessen annoying symptoms, and enhance your quality of life. They are free, simple to use, and have the capacity to completely transform your life. First, let's talk about the first habit. Strategic hydration may appear simple at first, but I promise you that it has a significant influence. You might think, Dr. Juliana, everyone knows drinking water is important. You're true. But let me tell you something few guys realize. How you hydrate can genuinely safeguard your prostate. It's not just about amount. It's about time. And why it matters more than you believe. Chronic dehydration is widespread among older persons. Many guys in their 60s and beyond just don't drink enough since they don't feel as thirsty as they used to. And when they do, it's usually at the incorrect times. They skimped all day, so they have large gulps in the evening or at night. What's wrong with this? Your pee becomes more concentrated when you are dehydrated. It becomes heavy and black, full of poisons and irritants rather than clear and light. This concentrated pee causes inflammation in your prostate and irritates your bladder. Indeed, even something as simple as the way you drink water might exacerbate inflammation in the prostate. Increased lower urinary tract symptoms such as urgency, frequency, and those nocturnal visits have been linked in recent research to dehydration. Men who regularly drank less than 1.5 liters per day had more serious urinary problems than those who drank 2 to 3 liters spread out throughout the day, according to a research published in the Journal of Urology. Many of these men saw notable symptom improvement within weeks of changing their bad habits. Here's the little-known fact, though. When you drink matters more than how much. Use wiser hydration to protect your prostate and improve your quality of sleep. The ideal design? Try to get at least 70% of your daily fluid consumption before 6 p.m. and drink the majority of your fluids throughout the morning and afternoon. Why? Your bladder goes into overdrive when you down loads in the evening, waking you up several times during the night. You may be caught in a never-ending cycle if, like many people with enlarged prostates, your bladder doesn't always empty completely. You may keep your body and prostate properly hydrated without compromising your sleep by consuming large amounts of water at first and then reducing them gradually. According to research, men who adopt this have a 40% decrease in midnight urine. Consider cutting your restroom runs in half with just 1 shift. Practical advice. When you wake up in the morning, start your day with a full glass of water. Throughout the morning and lunch, take steady sipping. Drink herbal tea or other beverages before dinner if you like. Drink only as much as necessary after 6 or 7 p.m. It's about mindfulness, not rigorous nighttime restrictions. Just this habit has the power to transform lives.
Coast the habit doesn't last if you sometime activating Plation you creati in your cars of Black Force, teaching leveling self-levers to grow in your churches, topics to represent, and as I. Sixth and a happen as the pain to conceded to stadules, and shamed in stoning, discludes, and great. On largest information, trace produce distraction to help you to learn the right.
After beginning strategic hydration, many patients tell me that they were able to sleep through the night once more. In addition to making you feel more rested, getting more sleep strengthens your immune system, balances hormones, reduces stress, and lessens chronic inflammation throughout your body, including in your prostate. John, a 65-year-old patient of mine, serves as an example. Late in the afternoon, he was drinking a lot of coffee and wondering why his nights were so restless. His energy levels skyrocketed, and his prostate symptoms significantly subsided after he made the switch to morning-focused hydration. Stories like these serve as a reminder to me that minor adjustments can have a significant impact. After discussing hydration, let's discuss the second habit, which is equally straightforward, but incredibly effective. Taking a walk after meals. You may be curious about how a quick walk could actually benefit your prostate. The solution is found in the way our bodies react to movement after eating, and how that protects your prostate over time. Allow me to tell you about Mr. Antonio, a 68-year-old patient of mine. His urinary symptoms, which included incomplete emptying, a weak stream, and 5 to 6 nightly awakenings, had gotten worse. After going over his past and adjusting his hydration, I recommended a daily 15-minute walk after lunch and dinner. 2 weeks later, he came back with a big smile. It's science, not magic. Dr. Juliana, I don't know what magic you worked, but I'm up half as often at night. One of the most underappreciated habits for men's health is walking after meals, which has profound advantages for the prostate. Walking after eating improves blood flow to the pelvic region, in addition to burning calories. This implies that your prostate receives more oxygen and nutrients, which improves its function and lowers inflammation. One of the main causes of BPH and other more severe disorders is chronic inflammation. You can combat inflammation directly by just taking a stroll after meals. The benefits don't end there, though, because diabetes and poor glucose control are closely associated with prostate degeneration. It is essential to normalize blood sugar levels. High blood sugar contributes to enlargement and urinary problems by causing hormone disruption, blood vessel damage, and inflammation. Men with poor blood sugar control were far more likely to experience severe urinary issues and faster prostate growth, according to a study published in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Syndrome. Even more fascinating, research shows that walking after meals has a natural anti-inflammatory effect on the entire body. Low-intensity walks following meals dramatically reduced inflammatory markers in older persons, according to research published in the Journal of Inflammatory Research. Chronic inflammation impacts not only your prostate, but also your heart, joints, and brain, which is why this is important. Dr. Juliana, I'm not very active. How much should I walk? You may ask. The good news is that you don't need to walk too much. After lunch and dinner, 10 to 15 minutes at a leisurely pace is plenty. You merely need to move, no pushing or perspiration. An additional benefit is that evening walks reduce the risk of bloating and reflux at night, which indirectly promotes better sleep. Additionally, as we've covered, better sleep results in less stress and inflammation, which benefits your prostate in 2 ways. For little effort, this practice yields enormous rewards. According to research, elderly men who use it have a 35% lower chance of significant prostate issues. Yet, it fits any place and costs nothing.
I frequently ask patients, why not walk for your prostate if you would walk for your heart? A small adjustment has the power to change everything. I'll give you another example. Consider Robert, a retired educator who is in his early 70s. After years of sitting at a desk, he became sedentary and began taking quick walks after meals. He experienced more vitality and clearer attention in addition to a decrease in the frequency of his urination. It demonstrates how movement revitalizes the body and mind. Now, following hydration and movement, it's time for the third habit, the most controversial, as it violates long-held beliefs: having an active, healthy sex life.
For decades, medical opinion held that regular ejaculation, via sex or masturbation, was helpful for prostate health. This originated largely from a landmark Harvard research tracking over 30,000 men for 2 decades, indicating those ejaculating roughly 20 times monthly had up to a 33% decreased risk of prostate cancer. But here's what you need to know. Newer research is questioning if all sexual engagement gives the same rewards, especially the debate around masturbation is shifting. When discussing sexual wellness for older men, it's crucial to distinguish between partnered intimacy and self-stimulation. Both may lead to ejaculation, but their effects on the body, and prostate specifically, aren't identical. Partnered sex has substantial physiological and hormonal impacts. It elevates oxytocin, the bonding hormone, lowers cortisol, stress hormone, and enhances general emotional well-being. It also increases pelvic floor muscle relaxation and improved circulation in the pelvic region. Combined, these can lessen chronic inflammation, which, as we've reviewed, plays a big role in prostate growth and dysfunction. Masturbation, however, doesn't give all these benefits. When overdone, it could even have negatives. Studies show frequent self-stimulation, especially as a routine without the emotional and hormonal balance from coupled proximity, might lead to pelvic floor stress and prostate irritation. A 2016 study in BJU International found older males reporting very frequent masturbation had slightly greater prevalence of lower urinary tract complaints compared to those active with partners. Researchers speculated the lack of physiological and psychological balance effects in solo activity might be a cause. Another layer, post-60 sexual health context involves falling testosterone, emotional upheavals, and growing stress, all hurting the prostate. Partnered intimacy generally treats numerous areas at once, boosting mood, improving hormone control, and alleviating loneliness. Masturbation lacks these diverse benefits. This doesn't mean occasional masturbation is dangerous, but the concept that more ejaculations always equal greater prostate health oversimplifies a complex reality. Nowadays, some urologists advise their patients to prioritize quality sex above frequency or mechanical release, focusing on connection, relaxation, and circulatory benefits. Maybe for you, what does this mean? One of the best things you can do for your prostate and general health is to cultivate closeness with your partner. Otherwise, now is a perfect opportunity to talk to your doctor about other options, such as circulation-boosting therapies, guided pelvic floor exercises, or healthy strategies to enhance mental well-being. In summary, sexual activity is still important for prostate health, but masturbation could not offer the same level of protection as intimacy with a partner, and relying too much on it could have drawbacks. It's time to put quality and context in your sexual practices above the antiquated ejaculation count theory. To elaborate, consider a 62-year-old man and his spouse, whom I treated. During her illness, he developed routine solo routines that exacerbated his discomfort. In addition to alleviating his prostate problems, focusing on mutual intimacy after recuperation improved their relationship and decreased stress levels all around. It serves as a reminder that overall health is important. After discussing these 3 practices, a healthy sexual life, post-meal walking, and strategic hydration, realize that they are not mutually exclusive. When combined with a more comprehensive healthy lifestyle, their full potential is revealed, creating a powerful barrier that protects your prostate, urinary health, and general quality of life. In a nutshell, strategic hydration isn't just drinking more water. It's timing it correctly to keep you hydrated without filling your bladder to overflowing at night. This reduces inflammation, improves sleep, and keeps your prostate from becoming inflamed by concentrated urine. Second, walks of 10 to 15 minutes after lunch and dinner improve circulation in the pelvis, reduce inflammation, control blood sugar, and safeguard the heart and brain. Third, put quality over quantity when it comes to sexual health, preferring coupled intimacy wherever feasible, and understanding that excessive solo activity may not have the same protective benefits. But there's more. Include these in a comprehensive prostate health regimen for maximum effectiveness. This calls for an antioxidant-rich diet that includes foods high in lycopene, which is found in tomatoes, cruciferous vegetables, and healthy fats. Keep your weight in check since abdominal fat exacerbates hormone imbalances that lead to prostate enlargement. Control blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol, since these metabolic variables have a direct impact on the development of prostate illness. It also entails maintaining medical treatment. Regular checkups are crucial, regardless of how well you walk, drink water, or maintain an active sexual lifestyle. At least once a year, men over 60 should see a urologist for digital rectal exams and PSA blood tests. These easy actions identify problems early, when they are most treatable. Due to pain or the belief that they are superfluous, many men avoid them. However, whether it's identifying prostate cancer in its early stages or treating benign enlargement before it becomes obstructive, early identification saves lives. Care that is proactive has a significant impact. Hear me out. It's never too late. Dr. Juliana, I'm too old to start changing now, you may be thinking. Men in their 70s and 80s who follow these routines report significant gains, including stronger flow, improved bladder control, fewer nighttime urinations, and even more energy and vigor. These are actual outcomes that I witness on a daily basis. They are not hypotheses. What I want you to do is to start with just one habit. Try to drink as much water as possible before 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Alternatively, instead of relaxing after supper tonight, go for a 15-minute stroll. Or make that long overdue visit to the urologist. Change might happen gradually rather than all at once. There is more to prostate health than just avoiding pain or urination. It concerns your self-reliance, vitality, and self-respect. It's about living life to the fullest without being constrained by controllable symptoms. If you only remember one thing, it's that you are not helpless. You may take charge now, regardless of your age, 60s, 70s, or older. Now, I'd like to give you a challenge. Write down these 3 habits: healthy sexual activity, post-meal exercise, and strategic hydration, and put them somewhere obvious, like your bedside table, bathroom mirror, or refrigerator. Remember that these are self-care behaviors and your commitment to yourself, not just routines. These kinds of small but effective improvements have helped men regain their quality of life for almost 20 years. You're taking care of your entire self, physically, emotionally, and socially. When you take care of your prostate, I can tell you with confidence. Thus, begin now. Tell your brother, friend, or anybody else who needs it if this message was helpful. Let's end the taboo around men's health. When there are remedies, nobody should have to suffer in silence. In summary, it's critical to approach prostate health and self-care from a holistic Islamic perspective, fusing medical knowledge with spiritual teachings that prioritize taking care of the body and the soul. Islam encourages moderation and balance in all facets of life, including mental and physical well-being. The 3 practices, walking after meals, keeping a healthy sexual life, and strategically drinking water, can therefore be incorporated into an all-encompassing Islamic way of life, improving well-being. First, strategic hydration is consistent with Islamic teachings regarding the preservation of health and bodily care. According to the Quran, and we have made from water every living thing, quote Al-Anbiya 30. Water is essential to Islam and represents life and purity. Appropriate and timely drinking is a sign of wisdom in managing Allah's gifts. Additionally, taking care of the body is encouraged. According to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, give each their due, because your Lord has a right over you, yourself has a right over you, and your family has a right over you. Bukhari. Second, walking after meals represents everyday balance and moderation. According to the Prophet, peace be upon him, Allah, the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. Muslim. Islam encourages physical activity. Walking promotes mental and spiritual well-being in addition to physical health by providing time for introspection and dhikr. It can also be a time to reflect on Allah's creation, which promotes thankfulness and contentment. Third, the Islamic ideals of chastity and purity are perfectly aligned with a healthy sexual life within a legal marriage. And those who guard their private parts except from their wives or those their right hands possess, for indeed they will not be blamed. Al-Mu'minun 5:6 is a statement that supports marriage as a way to maintain chastity and create stable families. Emotional ties between spouses are strengthened by healthy intimacy in marriage, leading to psychological and emotional stability. In addition to these routines, Muslims must always keep in mind tawakkul, or dependence on Allah, in everything. Seeking medical attention and therapies is not incompatible with tawakkul. Rather, it is a component of it. The Prophet, peace be upon him, stated, "Seek treatment, O servants of Allah, for Allah has not created a disease except that He has created a cure for it, except for old age." Tirmidhi. Muslims should therefore rely on Allah for health and healing while also taking practical measures.